Hey guys, welcome back here. This is a new series that we've got going on, actually. To kind of, like I said in that post the other day, I'll be trying to implement some new ideas and such in here. And this one's going to be called Concert Memories, right? So I've not been to probably near as many concerts as I would like over the years, right? But I've been to a handful, and I'm only going to continue to go to more. So, as that goes on, I'll add to. I mean, for example, I'm going to see Cannibal Corpse in October, so very excited for that. That'll be one I end up doing. But we'll start it off with the very first concert I ever saw, and I was, I think, 16. And so pretty much my parents won some free tickets to go see the Pink Floyd cover band, Brit Floyd, right? And Pink Floyd's awesome, so I was like, that's cool, they're a cover band or whatever. Not really like what you would want your first concert to be, right, of a cover band, but it was free. And hey, why not go? And so me and my older brother went, had an absolute blast. They played all kinds of great stuff. They played, Pigs, Comfortably Numb was a massive highlight to see there. They played, Dark Side of the Moon. They played Money, all that great stuff. Wish You Were Here, Shine On You Crazy Diamond. Just great stuff. A lot of their biggest hits, really. But it was, it was really cool. And I'd never been to a concert before, so this was a really cool one. And now, we weren't, unlike most concerts I go to, where I'm on the floor, right? This one, these tickets were like in seats kind of to the side. But so we were pretty close up, but just kind of on the side. And, like I said, I like to really be on the floor of shows these days, and all but two concerts, this one including another one, were ones that that had seats where I wasn't on the floor. But this was a really cool show to see. They had the light show going on. There was plenty of lighter waving going on in some of the songs. It was really cool. Just a very solid performance. I mean, hey, for a cover band, they sound pretty much just like Pink Floyd. I mean, of course they're lacking some of that natural Pink Floyd character. I mean, it's not them, obviously, but it's a cover band, and cover bands can hit the nail on the head a lot of these times, and I think Brit Floyd definitely did. And this was a really cool this was a really cool show to see. It kind of opened my mind up to be like, hey, I really like going to shows. That's really cool. And again, I was only 16 at the time. So, this was, Lord, like, 10 years ago. But, that was a really cool one to go and see. And especially it being free, all we had to pay for was the gas to get there. And that was just fun. And it was really cool to hear, especially being my first time here, like that loud, and I think the production quality was great there as far as, or their sound engineering was really good there. You could hear everything very clearly. Things were great. And it was just a really cool show to see again. And definitely, I mean, as far as like suggesting to go to one, I mean, sure, if it's cheap enough, but it's a cover band. I honestly would not pay money to go see cover bands personally. I know some people would, or like tribute bands, whatever. Me personally, I don't really, I would not go pay money to go see a cover band or a tribute band. But it being free, why not? And it kind of opened my mind up to, opened my eyes up to the fact that I like seeing music perform live, which I always figured I would before that. I just never had the opportunity to go to any concerts. And really, after this one, it would be another, Lord, like 3 or 4 years before I went to my second concert, which is one that we will talk about next time. I'm thinking I'll probably do this like a concert at a time. Some stuff I'm going to have more to say about some of these shows. Some of them not so much. Again, this one was like, it was 10 years ago. But I do remember it being a really fun time, and have some solid memories with watching that and being like, wow, these guys are pretty spot on to what Pink Floyd is, and hearing a lot of the, the great Pink Floyd hits and everything. So now, would have been a lot cooler to see Pink Floyd, of course, but hey, was what it was. Brit Floyd's pretty cool, and if you ever get an opportunity to see them, especially for free, or at a cheap price, right? They'd be pretty cool to see. I don't even know if they're still a thing or not, but yeah, pretty cool show. I know this is kind of a shorter video here, but this is kind of again. I'm going to be trying some new stuff on the channel, some new type of material. This is a new series, and next time I'll talk about a different concert, my second concert. We'll just kind of go through it, and like I said, I've not been to so many, like I'm sure a lot of you have, which I would love to hear about your guys' first concert. And you guys can even, play along, follow along, where I'm talking about my first concert. You guys can talk about your first ones down there. And, then I'll talk about my second one next time. You guys talk about your second one, and so on and so forth. Or if you've seen the band that we're talking about here, that'd be cool to hear, like, what your guys' experience were with them. So, some pretty fun stuff coming up with that. And I'll just kind of keep this thing going. And then, whenever I go see a show, a new one, I'll add on to it, to the series and the playlist or whatever, and kind of share my experience with that. So, like, I bet you we'll be caught up. We'll most definitely be caught up by the time the fall rolls around with all the concerts I've seen. Because, like I said, there's not that many. There's a good little handful, but unfortunately. But I'm changing that, right? I'm still pretty young. I can change that. But I'll keep updating them. So, Cannibal Corpse will be the most recent one by once fall hits and everything. So anyways, guys, let me know what you think of this new series. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this, your concert experience, especially your first concerts, your experience with cover bands, tribute bands, Brit, Floyd in particular, or even the original Pink Floyd. All that stuff would be really cool to hear if you guys have anything to share about that. So anyways, like, subscribe, and give me a comment down there. Thanks.